Jerome Span. Of course, I'm here to tell you about our sponsor today. And our sponsor is, of course, and will forever be longstanding. Hey, mind you, he don't give me no money, but this is my man's. I got to hold him down. It is Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, Swopes is out here trying to change lives. He's trying to help get these young athletes into college each and every week. Every day he dedicates a lot of time to this. This man has a serious passion for helping others further their education and further their lives in with a lot of great ways. They are on Facebook. Make sure you look up Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Swopes is spelled Swopes. It is ran by Mr. Nathaniel Swopes Jr. He is the man in Houston, if y'all don't know. But yes, make sure you go check him out if you're trying to get your kid into school, or hell, if you're even a kid here that's thinking about going into school and you want to try and keep playing, keep your athletic career going, make sure you go check out Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. He is the man that is going to help you keep that dream going. So make sure you follow them on Facebook, and you can get right a hold of Mr. Swopes there. He will help you get into college and keep your dream going for continuing to play your sports. So again, people, Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Check it out now. Help change some kid around you that you know's future, or hell, even your future.
Yeah, Enigma in the house. My man Jay Span, Titan Studios. It's called From the Heart. Keeping it real is what all the song's about. Never selling your soul. Always staying true to yourself. Alright, yeah. Check it out. Money, cars, but we'll never get you far unless you're gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money, cars, but we'll never get you far unless you're gonna spit it from the start. Man, money, cars, but we'll never get you far unless you're gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money.
And welcome back to your favorite weekly sports show. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is ITC Sportsball, and I am your man, Jerome Span. And of course, man, you're gonna have to just type what you're saying, brother. I can't. You asking me to read lips? I can't do that. But I am your man, Jerome Span, and of course, I'm pretty face on ITC. Don't you forget it, baby. See that? Hey, you see, I've been hitting with the skincare, boy. That skin extra clean, looking shining right now. It's good. But yes, there is that, and of course, I am here with two of the members of the ITC team. We have got the originator of this whole ITC thing. Some of y'all know him as Pop. I know him as the Ace. If you get in his face, he gonna put you into your place. The ladies love him. He is that man, Terrell Campbell.
Bro, we're not even in the screen.
We're not in the screen. What do you mean we're not in the screen?
Oh, okay. I'm seeing something different than, let's say, from what we're used to. What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
What do you mean we're not?
Let's say, normally we see ourselves. Hey, StreamYard, we normally see ourselves, okay? But on Facebook, we can see us. Anyways, hey, what's going on, everybody? That's right, Terrell Campbell in the place, and Jerome Mace. I only got a few words to say to you guys, and that is, you're in my way in life. Woo! That was spicy.
And of course, we've got that hot take spitter, the man who rips like Dylon spits. He is the modern day Ali on the microphone. If you step into your home, all your ladies is gone. He is that man.
Hey, you know it's your boy Mace here, ready to go. Let's get it.
And of course, we're missing Daryl today because Daryl, his Lord and Savior Jeffrey Bezos has got him working some different hours right now. So, you know what I'm saying? We're missing Daryl today. Shout outs to Daryl. We know he out there probably listening in while he doing his job right now. So there's that. But that being said, we got to get this train rolling because guess what? We've got a pretty full show today for you guys. And we might as well start right here with last night's WWE Bad Blood. We saw the return of the only tribal chief, Roman Reigns, in a tag team match with his partner, Cody Rhodes, versus the Timu bloodline of Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. And we saw Roman Reigns get a 1-2 3 over Solo Sikoa. Thanks in big part to the return of our guy, Jimmy Uso, coming back, letting everybody know Jimmy's back, baby. And then, for all the fans out there, for the Maces of the world, you heard that music hit, if you smell, and the crowd went electric, and there was the return of the Boulder, where he gave Roman Reigns the So, all that being said, gentlemen, T, we might as well start with you. I know I saw your whole face change when I called them the Timu Bloodline, but that's what they are. Okay, they're the Timu Bloodline. How did you feel about last night's event?
First off, nothing involving Jacob Fatu should ever be called Timu because that man is a beast. Okay, but you know what? Like I say, that main event, I say it had everything it needed to have. You know, because the beautiful thing is with the bloodline as it is right now with Jacob Fatu, everybody sees the same thing with Jacob, and that's a star in the making. That is a future star, and no one can deny that. Like anybody that watched him in MLW while he was on the Indies and everything like that, nobody can deny that Jacob Fatu has always had star potential. But it was, you know, there were certain factors that were keeping him away from the bigger promotions. Well, he's in WWE, and the kids like to say aura. They like to say aura all the time nowadays. Jacob Fatu has aura. Like you see it when he's standing across the ring from someone like Roman Reigns, when he's looking and staring down Cody Rhodes. I'm actually very happy that on SmackDown before Bad Blood, they let that man talk. And man, like I say, people forget Jacob can talk. They just used to him looking intimidating. But when it comes to that main event, I think they closed out the show right. It's good to see Jimmy back because we were all wondering where Jimmy was, and then The Rock coming out doing his, 1, 2, 3, and then doing the. This is like, is he come? Like he told us after WrestleMania, he's coming back for Cody. Whether Cody has the title or not, he's coming back for him. So. We don't know who his target is because we saw the line look surprised to see him. Roman and Jimmy looked surprised to see him, and of course Cody was surprised. So we're gonna have to wait and see what's going to happen in this story. But I mean, that's not the only story we got coming out of Bad Blood, and this goes to show you that the WWE is doing everything on a different level nowadays because the show went off the air and storylines continue to progress. So we'll just have to see how everything plays out.
Honestly, I don't think I don't think anybody knew that The Rock was coming out right there. I guarantee you that was probably decided probably minutes before that match ended that he'd walk out at the very end.
Here's where I got to disagree. I don't mean to do that to you, but here's where I got to disagree. The Rock was in Georgia at a high school football game on Friday night. That's why I knew 100% Rock was coming out at the end of that match one way or another.
Oh, sure. As fans, we can.
But you also got to remember too,
right?
But at the same time, I'll say I don't know if you saw the clip on social media when Pat McAfee said to Cody when Cody was on the Pat McAfee show, like it was like right after the show, and there was a clip on social media. Pat just like, "Hey, I heard the big guy's coming back," and Cody's just like, "Oh, which one?" And that's it. And so it's like there were only really two people that I would give that designation to, and one of them is Mr. Peabody. And the other one is the Boulder. And then once we heard the Boulder was was down in Georgia, well, hey, that was the connection. It's just we didn't know when he was going to show up. But
listen, we can connect the dots, right? We can be like, he's there, the pay-per-view's there, it's called Bad Blood, it makes sense. We can do all that. But as far as a production standpoint goes, I don't think anybody in that ring knew that he was coming out for certain.
I can give you that. I mean, because it provides a better reaction, right? When Dwayne just pops up, and that's
But
more fun
like I
reaction.
said, we can all connect the dots. We know what it is. The pay-per-view is called Bad Blood. Of course, The Rock has already threatened this man. Why? What better opportunity than Bad Blood to symbolically say your time is up?
And not
My
to
time
pat
is
us
now.
too. All right, John Cena. and not to pat us too much on the back, but hey, if y'all remember, as soon as this was announced, we told you what it was. And you can even go back a couple months right after Roman lost to Cody. These boys here at ITC Sportsball told you this was what was going to happen. We told you this is where the story was going. All I want to say is pat on the back for y'all, fellas, because we was dead on with it. But I don't want to get caught too much talking about the Rock and Roman Reigns situation, right? Because we're going to be there for a while. We clearly see the story has got more to play out. I want to touch on the rest of Bad Blood while we're here, though. So that in mind, we saw what happened with them. Our guy Daryl sent a message in the group last night, and he started being Daryl. Okay, that's what we'll say. He was being Daryl, and he brought up something. So, T, I want to ask you, how did you feel about the Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan match? Because from what it was reading from Daryl there, I know he didn't specifically say this, but it didn't seem to me like he was feeling that match.
Okay, so and of course I saw the message too. And all right, so the match was what we expected it to be. I was not expecting the spot with Dom hanging upside down from the shark cage. Like, I knew he was going to get out that cage at some point in time, but I thought it was going to be, he's going to get out the cage and somehow find some way to get to the floor and then interfere. No, that man was hanging upside down, and Rhea Ripley beat him like a piñata that wouldn't break. But the part where Daryl was really critical about was, okay, this is a normal match, right? It wasn't a no DQ match. It was a normal match, just Dominic in a shark cage. Well, at one point during the match, towards the end of the match, all of a sudden you have the referee over there by Rhea and Dominic, and then Rhea gets attacked, blah, blah, and it's Raquel. Well, Raquel gets Rhea in the ring, gives her the Tejada Bomb, whatever it's called. I don't remember the name of the move.
Correct. You're right. Tejada Bomb. You're right. It's still the Tejada Bomb.
Okay. But she gave her the Tejada Bomb and then put Liv on top of her, like, Liv's about to get the count. It's like, so that's where Daryl was talking about, like, say there was a botch in it, because it's literally like, hold on. The bell already rang, signifying the disqualification.
You can interpret that in a different manner as to, I mean, if Raquel's there to ensure Liv is back on top, couldn't that just be some sort of symbol as to say that you're not going to win anything while I'm around?
And see, that's the way I took it. I took it the exact way that Mace is saying, which is, hey, you ain't safe. I'm back. You ain't gonna manhandle her, but she's staying on top and now that I'm back, she most definitely staying on top. Because Dirty Dom couldn't lay his hands on you, but I can.
And I'll also say that I honestly, it almost feels like Rhea went rogue in that match and started whooping Dom with that kendo stick. I don't feel like that was supposed to happen. But once he was there hanging, I felt like she just took the opportunity. She was like, I can keep this story going a lot longer than it needs to be if I just go whoop this man real quick.
Mace,
I feel like she went rogue in that match.
Did you not hear what she said to the ref right before she went and did it? She's just like, I'm gonna go handle some old business. And you know what? You heard what the ref said. I say, go ahead, you're entitled to it. The ref basically said, go beat that man like he stole something. Okay, the ref let her go out there for
okay, but yeah,
like,
you're right. Maybe the ref let her do it, but like I that doesn't feel like that was supposed to be a part of the match.
Oh no, it was for sure. Just because.
Oh yeah,
you're not gonna hang down there
to,
and not give some type of payoff. Like you have, if you're gonna hang him there and have him within hitting range, you have to give the payoff.
Yeah. Like I said, that part, the part of him like hanging, maybe he was supposed to actually get out, right? Like maybe he was supposed to get out.
What I'm saying is the hanging, that was all planned, and the hitting was all planned. Because think about what would have happened, Mace, if Rhea doesn't go out there and Dom's just hanging there, finish is all still the same, right? People are going to be like, why the hell did they have Dom hanging upside down for then? What was the necessary risk for that? So if you're going to do the risk, you got to have a payoff, right? Because, I mean, that as secure as it is, there is still a risk because this man is hanging from one leg from a vertical, like, what was he, about 10 feet up, roughly?
Yeah, something like that.
You know, so it's like you got to give the payoff. Because if you don't give the payoff, then you're just looking at it like, well, why did you guys risk possibly even hurting Dom by having like his hip pulled out or something doing this stupid spot if you're not going to give a payoff? It would be wild to me.
But see, that's where I think maybe the botch happened, because it almost feels like he was actually supposed to get out of that, like completely. Like he was supposed to be on his feet.
See, but see, that's the thing, Mace.
And
it's one of those things
saw
like,
him hanging there and saw a kendo stick, and intrusive thoughts won.
But here's the thing, though. Dom had something wrapped around his ankle. Like,
because
I'm sorry, I've seen a lot.
The Shark Tank had the cuffs in there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. He had it around his ankle. So, like I say, it's one of those things. Like if he picked the lock for the shark cage, why wouldn't you pick the lock for the thing around your ankle too? You know what I'm saying? Like no, that spot was planned. That spot was definitely planned for Rhea to have that moment because of the fact that everybody, like say, nobody. I think Dominic Mysterio is the one person that everybody just wants to see get whooped every time they see him. Let's say Dom could win 1,000 matches. Let's say if he is getting the ever loving heck beat out of him in all those matches, people are going to get some kind of satisfaction out of it. And people really want to see Rhea really get her hands on Dom. Like you know what? No Liv, nobody else. People want that.
I'm going to go the other way. Dom didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve it at all. Nope. She just needs to move forward with her life. Hold on.
She's trying to get her title back. Dom keeps keeping that from happening. What the hell?
Hey, look.
Hold on.
Man.
Wait. Is that really Daryl in Jerome's body right now? Because that's a Daryl thing to say, okay? That's a Daryl thing to say right there. I say Dom didn't deserve it. Dom deserved all of that and then some. Dom deserved all of it and then some. And then some. Go say Dom didn't deserve it. Dom deserved to get beat like a pinata, beat like a government mule, beat like a bad dog, beat like he owe you money. He deserved to get beat up like that dude, and I'm gonna get you, sucker. Like I say, he needs to. Man, Dom didn't deserve it. Man, get out of here with that.
Yeah. He didn't deserve it. But I'm just saying.
I thought Daryl was working different hours now.
Hey man, somebody's got to invoke his spirit a little bit here. If he's not here, somebody has to bring it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise we just two on our toes. If I don't throw a curveball in there, nobody's ready. You know what I'm saying? Got to make sure we're right. But there was still at least a little bit more on this Bad Blood card, and I gotta ask here. I don't specifically want to ask about another match, T. I want to ask about the match that they're setting up here for Crown Jewel. Okay.
Do you feel like it's a good idea? For those that don't know, to set it up here for you, they are essentially making a crown jewel championship. What's going to happen is the champions from each show are going to face each other. So the men's champion from Raw is going to face the SmackDown champion. So it's going to be, at this point, it's going to be Gunther and Cody Rhodes, right? On the women's side, it's going to be Liv and
Nia.
I blanked on her name for a second, and it was so bad. And Nia Jax, right? But overall, T, I just want to ask, how do you feel about this? Because I'm gonna tell you this. I understand the business of why they're doing it, right? I get it 1,000%. Saudi Arabia is paying them a lot of money, right? Do you feel like this is really necessary? Especially the whole title belt thing.
No.
Like, do you feel that is really necessary?
No.
I do.
Okay, let's
I'll tell you why.
Oh, wait a minute. We got a pushback. Mace, why? Tell us why.
Because if we're going to have separate titles on separate shows, right? At some point, the question is going to be asked, which champion is better? And if you relegate that to one pay-per-view a year, why not be the one where your stars are essentially the ones who are supposed to come out on top? So now you can whoever has the biggest star power, we will know at Crown Jewel regardless. If they do that once a year, that's not a bad sell. That's really not a bad sell at all. If you tell me once a year at Crown Jewel, the champion from Raw and the champion from SmackDown, regardless if it's the tag champ, women's, men's, whatever championship you might have that are separate, if you have them fight once a year, you can determine who is the better show.
Now, I'm gonna just say, T, I didn't see that beforehand, but what he's saying makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense, brother.
I see. I just got a question for both of y'all right now. Is there a gas leak in both your houses? Because what I'm hearing here is absolute. Just what? Okay, Mace.
What kind of matches would you sell at Crown Jewel if you know that the main reason we're having this pay-per-view is because we're gonna put our stars on display? What other matches can you sell with bigger star power than having your champions fight each other?
And T, we have said for years that Crown Jewel has consistently been a pay-per-view that is for the most part, entirely out of continuity of what they're doing for the rest of the year. Isn't this a way to make that finally actually make some sense?
Because think about the promos you could cut leading to Crown Jewel. Now you can have people on different shows talking smack to each other and be like, hey, Crown Jewel, I'm about to smack you up. It is just what it is, bro. I mean, you don't really have to cut long promos for this because they know it's coming. If they know it's coming once a year, then you can start sizing up the competition 1 to 2 months beforehand.
Here's the problem. Then you have a choke point for for the titles. For all 4 titles, you have a choke point because that means we said Crown Jewel is not a continuation. It's just kind of a weird show that they kind of throw out there. But okay, so that means leading up to Crown Jewel, you're gonna say any storylines you have involving these championships, you kind of have to pause them because they're going into that. Okay, let's say yes. I love the idea of champion versus champion, but Crown Jewel, let's say, just making that statement. I mean, heck, we did that at Survivor Series for years, and it was okay because guess what? You still had for the most part, that was back around the time that Mr. Peabody was walking around with the Universal Championship, and See, Debo's talking about star power. We had this conversation last night, but Mr. Peabody was the one walking around with the championship, and he was only showing up every so often. So you didn't have him having to veer from storylines. But now you're going to have.
But hold on. I have to give you pushback.
Hold on.
I got to give you pushback.
No, hold on.
Because
Hold on.
I have an issue with
where I'm going. Let me
the
finish
reason
where
I
I'm
have issue
going.
because you're working off a faulty premise, though, because you're acting as if every year leading up to this, there's been continuity in the storylines to what's happening at Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel has consistently been a one-shot thing, so why not actually
I wasn't
make it
talking
mean
about
something?
Crown Jewel. I was talking about how we used to have it as Survivor Series when they used to do the best of the best thing. But I'm talking about
what
Crown
I'm saying
Jewel
to you is
Crown Jewel as a whole is, yes, I agree. There's no continuity in it. But what continuity are we going to get out of this? What? Once a year they're going to award somebody a belt? They're going to award somebody a belt.
I am not saying there's going to be continuity, but this is a way to start building some. They have nothing right now. They got to start somewhere with some type of continuity, right? So isn't it reasonable to start with this title then? So at least there's something for the fans to say, we know this is happening every year at Crown Jewel. Because right now, Crown Jewel is either going to be, they're going to take like all the biggest stars and just throw them into matches out of continuity, or we get D-Generation X versus the Brothers of Destruction again. I think I'd rather go with the other option because D-Generation X versus the Brothers of the Destruction again, I never want to see that match ever again in my life. As a matter of fact, all four of those gentlemen that were in that match don't want to see them wrestle anymore.
Like legit, bro. If they start selling Crown Jewel as a show versus show pay-per-view, there's so much you can do with that. You don't necessarily have to have long continuity because we know what it is at Crown Jewel. This champion versus this champion, this popular star versus this popular star. Like it, if we're going to sell Crown Jewel as just matches that are put on to represent our star power, let's give it some meaning. Let's put Raw versus SmackDown. Let's put this champion versus this champion. Let's put these tags versus this tag. Like that's right now it makes sense.
Okay, here's the thing. They're going to book themselves into a corner here because right now you have right now you have Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, okay? And like Debo said, that's a match I want to see. I want to see Cody versus Gunther. But on the women's side, we're looking at Liv Morgan, who I think has been doing the best work of her career, versus Nia Jax. Now, to me, does that seem like a PLE event? Or does that seem like a Raw or SmackDown event? A Raw SmackDown match? Because to me, that just seems like a Raw or SmackDown match. Now, if it was Rhea versus Nia, okay. If it was Liv versus Tiffy, okay. But
see,
that's what I'm saying. You're going to put yourself into a corner.
It's your bias. It's how
what
you
bias?
feel about
what bias?
It's how you feel about the personal wrestlers that are champions right now. Because you just said in the same sentence that you were telling us that one set of champions is a Raw and SmackDown match, all of a sudden you change the names and all of a sudden it's a PLE match? Come on, baby. That's just how you feel about the wrestlers that are champions. That's not actually saying, hey, does what WWE is doing make sense and start building some type of continuity? Me and Mace are simply stating to you, there is some type of continuity that can start coming from this. They can actually start building Crown Jewel into something that people look forward to every year. And you're like, nah, bruh.
Because if you take the names out of it and just say champion versus champion, that makes sense. It makes total sense. Because essentially the main stars are for the most part going to be your champions. Regardless of how you feel about said champion, the champion is who they look for as the benchmark for that show. So if you put them in a match together once a year, how is that a bad thing for the show? How is that a bad thing for the pay-per-view? Doesn't matter how you feel about the champion at the time.
Okay,
because it might be a different person that is representing the show every year as a champion. Okay, or somebody could start a whole new streak of whooping the other show's butt at Crown Jewel.
Okay, let's see how we feel about this in 2 years. Okay, let's just see.
Dog, you're saying this as if we're in on Crown Jewel already. I have listen. This at least gives me a reason to watch Crown Jewel. Before this, I had zero reason to watch it. Crown Jewel, I will say it openly. Until Saudi Arabia starts paying me, that was the one pay-per-view that I could skip every year. Plain out and simple. It was the one pay-per-view where I was like, I'm not getting up early, going out of my way, nothing. My day was not going to change because of that.
Hold on. What are you talking about getting up early? It starts at 11 in the morning.
Let's just say 5 years from now, this is the plan that they do for Crown Jewel. Like going forward, this is what they do, champion versus champion. Let's just say somehow leading up to Crown Jewel, Nia Jax is always the Raw champion, right? Whatever the case may be. And if she has a streak at Crown Jewel, it doesn't matter. She might lose the title right after Crown Jewel. It doesn't matter. But somehow the storyline plays out that Crown Jewel, she ends up being the women's champion, and she has a streak of beating the other show. Does that not then add some sort of like aura to that fight?
No, because Mansoor had a streak at Crown Jewel too. What are you talking about, man?
Bruh, time out.
What?
Did you really just compare Mansoor to people that are actual champions? Are you really doing that?
Yep.
Come on, bro. Hey, T, let me ask you this. Outside of Crown Jewel, how many pay-per-views was Mansoor on every year? Okay. Exactly. A disingenuous point. He just triggered Daryl. He just had his Daryl moment. That's what that was. He just triggered him inside and was like, I got it. I'm going to bust out my Daryl moment now.
So if I change that name to Cody Rhodes, does it change for you? If somehow he's always the champion leading in the Crown Jewel and he has a streak versus the other show, does that change for you at all?
Nope. The only person who ever had a streak at a specific show that ever mattered was The Undertaker.
I just think it's weird to me that you're not for them finally giving us a reason to watch Crown Jewel. We didn't have a reason before.
That's really the whole point of this. Like, give us a reason. Give Crown Jewel some sort of significance.
Yeah, like think about it, T. What did you watch Crown Jewel for before? Can you name me a classic match out of a Crown Jewel pay-per-view?
No, not classic match, but classic moments.
We know at every Crown Jewel, whoever has the biggest star power is going to win. And you can put some sort of randomness to that if you now start pitting champions versus champion.
All I'm saying is, let's see.
Does that not?
But hold on.
More.
But I want to get y'all's opinions on this. Is it just me, or does that Crown Jewel title look a lot like the AEW belt? Like I'm just saying, like when I first saw it, I'm like, why does that look like AEW's title? You know,
they're running out of ideas, bro.
Well, they need to get
look, I agree, T. That was literally my first thought. As soon as they pulled it off, I was like, that looks a lot like the AEW World Championship. That was literally my thought. As soon as I saw it, I was like, it looks very gaudy, right? Like, it looks like something that, like we said, if you're going to build up this Saudi Arabia event every year to be this thing, right? So at least you now have this to build to. So it makes sense that they made it a very gaudy looking belt. But yeah, AEW World Championship vibes, most definitely, 100%. T, we both have title belts, right? Can you imagine how heavy that damn thing's going to be, dude? Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's going to be massive.
Dude, that's going to be like a 25-pound belt. That's going to be heavy. I don't see anybody wearing that around their waist at any point. At any point. But we had a nice discussion about WWE. We got to keep the train rolling because we do still got some things we got to get into. Quickly, though, we're going to get into this. The NBA announced over this last week, the NBA and the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, announced over this past week that, hey, they will be putting in their first set of fans into the Hall of Fame. It is the super fans of teams. So this year it was announced it will be James F. Goldstein super fan. I'm sorry, they're going into the James F. Goldstein Superfan Gallery. In there, it will be Billy Crystal, Alan Horowitz, Spike Lee, and Jack Nicholson. They will all be recognized during the Hall of Fame Superfan celebration on October 13th. Fellas, just quickly, how do you guys feel about, the NBA really giving some recognition to some of their Hall of Fame fans? And is it something that maybe even you would like to see WWE do?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that because, fans really drive an organization. You know what I'm saying? That's cool that they're starting to do this. I want to see them eventually get down to like the regular fan, not the celebrity fan, because there are some diehard fans out there in every stadium, every arena, who are regular average Joes in the middle section every week. You know what I'm saying? So if they can expand on this, I don't see that it's all positive.
I don't have any qualms with it. Like, and in all honesty, like you say, yeah, like Billy Crystal, Spike Lee, Jack Nicholson, I can't think of, like I say, anybody else that, would fit that bill better than those three guys. Because, we've seen the fandom. There's one person who I know, like I say, if they continue on with this, I want to see get inducted because we know how much he loves basketball, and that's Adam Sandler. But once again, I don't have any problems with it. And technically, like I say, you asked about WWE doing it. They technically already did with, the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame.
But T, the thing is that I was saying is
how we all feel about that one.
But T, I was more so talking about like the regular fans. I wasn't. I know in this case, I did bring up Jack Nicholson and all these these celebrities, but I was talking more so what Mace is saying. Like, hey, some of the regular fans, some of the people like, hey, like our guy Mega, like Raheem. Raheem is at all types of shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, even the guy, the black dude with the Undertaker meme, right? Just because that's such an iconic moment, right? And that dude's been at a lot of shows, stuff like that. People like that. Can we not celebrate them?
Okay, number one, we're not going to talk about the black dude with the Undertaker meme because I can't tell you how many times. No, on the Jericho cruise, people walked up to me, thought I was that dude. I'm like, I'm not that guy.
You should have just said yes.
That right there. You should have just said yes, Nick. That right there should tell you that Buddy needs to be recognized by the organization. That right there tells you.
Okay,
he's on to something.
So then that means we gotta recognize Brock Lesnar guy and neon green shirt dude too.
Who's neon green?
And I met Brock Lesnar. Watch any WWE PLE, any of the big ones. He's always on the side of the ring, like say on the side of the ring that you can see from the hard cam side. He's always front row. He always has a bright green shirt with a like smiley face on it. Like,
what's wrong with celebrating people that's always there?
No, I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. I'm just saying it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, I see that guy every single show. I've only seen the dude from the Undertaker meme one time. I've seen Brock Lesnar.
It don't matter. But time out. It don't matter if you only seen him once. That one time is more impactful than all them other times of neon green. I don't even know who neon green is. But I know who Undertaker guy is. I'm just saying. Mace knows who Undertaker guy is. Hell, he's so famous, people were thinking you were him.
And I was not happy about that.
Which there may be some other problematic issues with that we could discuss, but that's neither here nor there.
which those problematic issues I'm working on right now. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Okay.
They saw a guy. They saw a black dude with a low cut haircut and wearing glasses. They were just like, "Oh, are you the dude from?"
I would have been like, "Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, don't." I couldn't go on a cruise and get mistaken for somebody popular or famous because I'm milking that bad boy to the. Somebody gonna have to call me a liar, straight up.
Hey T, I'm just saying. I don't impersonate nobody or nothing, but do you think? If somebody was dumb enough to think that I actually, because I've had people do this, I've had white people come up to me before, out when I'm out of place. Are you ludicrous, nigga? If it's gonna get me in somewhere, the answer is yes. Okay, all right.
I was already on the ship, so there's no benefit to it.
Oh, what you mean?
Yes, there's no benefit to it.
Get out the way while I get this money real quick. Get out the way.
What benefit would I have? What benefit would I have when I'm already on the cruise ship and literally I'm like, people are like, "Are you that guy?" I'm not trying to be taking pictures every 5 seconds.
Because the ladies love a celebrity.
I'm not trying to
every
I'm not trying to be making that face.
With something free, brother.
And I'm just saying, as a single man, Terrell. The ladies love a celebrity. The guy that everybody wants to take a picture with, you interested just because of that. You ain't even got to work for it.
I'm good on that, bro. Nah, I ain't about to. I ain't trying to be that man. I'm not trying to. I want that man to enjoy himself. I ain't trying to ride his hotels. Nothing. Nope, I ain't doing it. Oh, trust me. One of my friends from the cruise, every time I see him, and he was there that year when we were talking about when people kept coming up to me, every time he sees me, "Aren't you that?" I'm like, "Dude, I hate that so much. So yeah,
hey,
listen, if being that guy gets me free things, I'm him.
Hey, what free things? It was a cruise ship.
It don't matter. Listen, you won't know
unless he gets me a free room. Unless he gets me a free room
until you become that guy.
Hey, it might get you into a once-in-a-lifetime experience. That's all I know. But speaking of once-in-a-lifetime experiences, every football season is that same thing because your team may have been good the year before, but they could be bad the next year. And we've heard a lot of blustery talk in the offseason come from Jerry Jones, talk about he was all in and all this and all that. But we are now 4 weeks into the season. We are doing our Bears and Cowboys quarterly report. That being said, Mace, let us know about how them Cowboys are looking after 4 games.
There's a small sliver of hope just from the fact that the entire division is trash right now. Other than that, man, Jerry is he's the op. Jerry is the op. Let's be real here. You didn't do anything to fix our off-season issues. You sold us wolf tickets talking about all in. You helicoptered into practice, bro. What for what? Explain. You waited forever to pay some people that you knew you were going to pay anyways, which handcuffed you in free agency. Man, it's dark times right now.
Sound like you down bad, brother.
We got some key injuries. Hey, bro, it's there's guys out there on the trading block, and according to Stephen Jones, we don't have the money because we just paid somebody. That to me sounds like, one, the people that's in control of your checkbook don't know what they're doing. 2, sounds to me like y'all boys have relegated to being bad this year. And that way you can just blame it on the injuries. You're just going to blame it on the injuries and be like, yeah, we were all in, but our guys got hurt. I don't want to hear it. We're not in a good place right now.
Okay, well, all right, so that being said, the Cowboys have the Steelers this week, right, on Sunday Night Football tonight. Do you feel like this is a moment and a game that they're going to win and it turns around the season? Or do you feel like more of the same issues pop up, such as, hey, man, we saw in the playoffs last year, we've seen it now in the first 4 games this year. Teams seem to be able to run on the Cowboys. Do you feel like this is a problem that can actually be fixed? Or is this something that is going to be the long-term downfall of the Cowboys this year?
Listen, man, I'm not even saying Mozzie has to play as well as he did versus the Giants, but if he can like consistently be 3/4 of that guy that played against New York, the run defense will get significantly better, because we've seen that our linebackers can make plays sideline to sideline if nobody's touching them. We've seen Overshown, Clark, and Kendricks be able to make plays at the second level if our front can hold up. So there's hope for the run game, but one small sample size of Mozzie Smith being good doesn't take away from the majority of what we've seen from him, which is he hasn't really been the anchor that we thought he was, but maybe that could, who knows what that, we could find out that there were more. We know last year he was dealing with injuries for the majority of the season, still trying to play. And was just up in the air what's going to happen. But Dallas is down bad as far as injuries go right now.
So you spoke on players out there potentially that could help the Cowboys out via trade. Give us a couple of names. Who are the players you're looking at that you say Cowboys can go trade for you, and right now it impacts our season that could overall change our results for the year?
2 names that stick out to me, I would say Deontay Johnson and Amari Cooper. Both are on reasonable contracts. They're not like super money anymore. The Browns actively did something to make Amari Cooper more affordable, and Deontay Johnson was never on the biggest contract as it is. Both of those guys could step in and take the pressure off of CeeDee Lamb, because the game plan every game this year has been to double and triple CeeDee and see if anybody else has any juice. And so far it really hasn't been. It's been one magical moment from CeeDee on offense and essentially a grind after that.
So you feel like that if you guys have the ability to potentially score more points, that would put you in a better position than what you guys are now, because that it's sounding like you don't have a lot of confidence that the defensive issues can be fixed by simple via trade, one player here, one player there. It sounds more so that you're convinced the offense, fixing the offense is more so a key to helping this team overall than fixing the defense.
Well, yeah, because the personnel on the defense is made to play an aired out style of football. Like they're made to play fast. They're made to fly around. It's kind of hard to dictate what an offense has to do if you can't score points. If the game is constantly close, if the game is constantly within a touchdown, maybe 10-point, maybe 2-score games, teams can essentially play call how they want to without any fear of the game getting out of hand.
Fair enough. But keep the train moving here. Let's get on those Bears here. T, I will let you go ahead and say your piece on the Bears before I get into them, because we all know I'm going to be long-winded. So, T, 4 weeks in, the Bears are 2-2. We've seen some up and some down. How do you feel about their performance so far?
First and foremost, Jerome, I got to say, Jerome, I love you. But, but not. Okay, so here's the thing about the Bears right now. We got to establish the run game, and our O-line's got to get better. Our defense has been playing great, but, they say, and my new nickname for Caleb Williams is Clawback Caleb because I don't know why that first half he always be struggling. He's been struggling. That second half, all of a sudden we see why they drafted him number 1. So Clawback Caleb has been doing a lot better job in the second half. I think he's getting more comfortable with playing in front of the larger stadiums and stuff like that. But like that first half, he's overthrowing. He's making bad reads. That second half, it's like all of a sudden, oh wait. This is why he was the number 1 draft pick. Okay, now we understand it. So the only thing that we really need to do is really just that O-line needs to get a lot better, get protecting him, and we need to get that run game really established because they script their plays out too much, way too much, and it's like first down. Throw, second down, run. And they constantly keep doing it. Maybe try something different, Maybe that might work. Maybe if you come out and try to run the ball in the first down, it's like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. But, I mean, they're
statistically
in all honesty.
Statistically, it's proven that if you come out and have an incompletion on first down, you're probably going to go 3 and out if you run the ball the next play.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so here's what I would say on the Bears, so we don't get too caught up because we do still got to pick these games for this week for sure. But offensively, the primary issue with the Bears this year has been pass protection. The center, unacceptable. Ryan Poles completely failed at addressing the center position. He knew it was an issue from last year, and it is now became an issue that's even worse. It's gotten to the point to where I'm even texting friend of the show, Dirty Dave, telling him, hey, Dave, we might as well go holler at Lucas Patrick and bring him back because he's better than what these bums have been out here doing. And so we're at a point now to where the rest of the Bears season hinges on them getting better interior offensive line play. Tevin Jenkins got hurt last game. Even when he wasn't hurt, I mean, there's been a couple of times where I've watched Tevin Jenkins get tossed in mace. I'm sorry. That man is too damn big to ever be getting tossed as an offensive lineman. Ever. I should not see somebody whooping you off of your feet. It should not happen. Okay? He hasn't been good. Braxton Jones was good all the games so far except for last game. Last game, he was atrocious. Darnell Wright has been off to a very slow start on the offensive line this year. I don't know why, because it seemed like he was trending in the right direction as the year went on last year, and he's got off to a really slow start this year, so we'll see what happens there. But regardless of anything, as like Terrell said, the defense is playing at a level that allows you to win consistently. The offense has to step up to the table. I'm not judging Caleb Williams harshly based off of his up and down performances yet because, hey, guys, listen, I was the guy that after 3 years was still telling you, hey, we got something with Justin Fields. And I think by looking what's happening in Pittsburgh, I think you guys understand I was right. I think I know the quarterback position a little bit. I ain't saying I'm the nigga that knows everything and I'm always right, but I'm usually right on quarterbacks. D lineman, I could be wrong. Chase Young tricked me. I ain't gonna lie. He tricked me. He tricked me. Okay, so that's what I said. D line, I could be wrong. But I think the Bears have everything needed in place to win. They need more consistency from the offensive line in both pass protection and in the run game. Last week, when you got some actual holes opened up for DeAndre Swift, you saw how explosive he is. You saw why the Bears brought him in, why teams valued him. Now you need to do that consistently week to week. I did notice that after Tevin Jenkins went out last week, the offensive line started to struggle a little bit. We'll see if they got that corrected over this week. I am in dire straits because Nate Davis is back out there, Mace, and you know I want nothing to do with Nate Davis even being on the field for the Bears right now. So, look, things are tight right now. But as far as trades, there are some players out there that are on the last year of their deals. I could name their names, but most people aren't going to know them. They're basically centers and guards. You need to go trade for one of them, Poles. because you effed up the offseason, buddy. You didn't get a center, and that's costing you because the guys that you brought in were backups, and it's very, very evident now why they are backups. You can't consistently get bull rushed back into your quarterback at the center position. Mace, you and I both know this, right? Like if your center can be bull rushed, your whole offensive line is done. It's over. He has to at least be able to stand his ground from a dude trying to push him directly back. If you can't get that, you cannot win with him. So you got to make some moves. We will see what happens. I don't know if Poles is going to make the moves. He might just sit on the picks and say, we'll fix it in the offseason. But that's a scary game to play because, buddy, they'll start calling for your head real quick here in Chicago. So you might want to address that sooner than later. All of that being said, got to get into this week's games. And we've already had 2 games be final this week. The Thursday night game, which was the Falcons and Bucks. Falcons got that in overtime over the Bucks, and then the London game this morning was Jets and Vikings, and the Vikings have ended up winning that game 23-17. It is now final. So let's get into the rest of the games this week. Got to start here. Browns and Commanders. Mace, who you got?
I got the Browns.
T, who you got?
I'm going Commanders.
All right, Dolphins and Patriots. Oh, I'm sorry. I am going Browns. I think that this is the game where we see Jaden Daniels get a little bit uncomfortable in that pocket because Miles has gotten off to a little bit of a slow start, and this is just the type of offensive line he needs to see to get himself going. So I think we see a very close game here, though, but I'm going Browns. Dolphins at Patriots.
Patriots.
T, who you got?
I'm going Patriots.
Yeah, this is a Patriots sweep. I don't think any of us trust in what's going on in that quarterback room in Miami right now. So, yeah, let's keep that moving. That's an easy pick. Colts at Jaguars. Mace. Trevor Lawrence, up and down again, baby.
Oh.
Honestly,
I gotta go Jags, man. I looked at the Colts injury report, brother, and I gotta go Jags. They get out. They get out. They find a way.
I understand. T, who you got?
Yeah, you can't knock the Jags because, like, say, the Jags.
Yeah, Mace, I'm gonna go Jags here strictly because of the injury report. Because I'm gonna make this statement right now. Doug Peterson is Jeff Fisher with the Super Bowl. That's all he is. That's it. He's Jeff Fisher if Dyson didn't get tackled at the 1-yard line. That's it. That's all he is. It's been proven at this point, dog. I'm sorry. That man is 8-8 written all over him all day. But moving forward here, got Bills at Texans. Mace, who you got?
I got the Texans.
T, who you got?
Yeah, you got to go with the Texans on this one.
I am going Bills. I don't see the Bills dropping 2 in a row now.
Those city color rush jerseys are elite. Have y'all looked at them?
They're oof. Yes,
I'm
like
gonna have to get one. I'm not even a Texans fan, but I need one.
I'm gonna go Bills though. I think they have a rally game here after Baltimore come and punching them in the mouth real quick. I think this is a rally game for them, so I'm gonna have to go Buffalo Bills here. And then we have got Ravens at Bengals. Mace, who you got?
Oof, man. I have to go Bengals, bro. If they don't get this win, man, I could see them blowing up that roster immediately.
You're a wild boy.
T. Higgins is out of there. If they lose this game, bro, T. Higgins is out of there.
You mean his hamstring about to get real tight till they trade him? He gonna suffer hamstring-itis.
I'm telling you, bro, like they have to go get some draft capital if they don't win this game. Straight up.
I just know that the hamstring is connected to the money bone. And if the money bone ain't feeling right, then the hamstring's real tight. Team, who you got?
I got to go with the Ravens. I'm always going to go with the Ravens.
Yeah, bro. I'm with T on this. Hey, Mace, Zach Taylor finally getting exposed. We've been calling it for 3 years about this. That man ain't it, and it's exposed finally.
But it's just been the talent, or that team has just overcome with talent. The scheme has been Rudy Poo, but yet talent-wise, they just come through. And I'm saying right now, if they don't come through right now, it's rebuild time. It's hit the panic button, trade some niggas out of there, and get ready for next season.
Yeah, you better fire your coach too. The last of the noon games here, we got Panthers at Bears. Mace, who you got?
I got Bears.
T, who you got?
I just want to say, Mace said Rudy Poo, and it just cracked me up. I'm gonna go Bears.
All right, yeah, Bears, absolutely. Panthers stink, and Andy Dalton. It's Andy Dalton, baby. We know what it is. Raiders at Broncos. Mace, who you got?
Raiders.
Mace, T, who you got?
I'm gonna go Raiders because
I'm gonna go Broncos because I lost faith in the Raiders being able to be a real team when Antonio Pierce started liking stuff on Instagram, and it showed me he's not a serious coach. He's just not. Cardinals versus Niners. Mace, who you got?
Niners.
T, who you got?
Did a new Call of Duty come out?
No, not yet. Still got 20 days.
Still going Niners. Still got Niners.
All right. Yeah, I'm going Niners here. It's a Niners sweep around here. All right, Giants and Seahawks.
Yeah, Seahawks.
See who you got?
Seahawks.
Yep. Same here. Packers at Rams.
Ooh. Packers.
I'm going Rams on this one.
I am going Packers. They are a better team than the Rams are. The Rams are too hurt right now. Cowboys and Steelers. Mace, who you got?
Oh man, I still got to go with my team, bro. I don't want to, but I have to.
T, who you got?
Steelers country. Let's weld.
I'm gonna go the Cowboys for Mace's sake, because if they lose right now, he is going to lose all faith in this team right now. So I'm rooting for him. And then last but not least, Saints at Chiefs.
Chiefs.
T, who you got?
I'm going Chiefs. They've been pulling it out way too much lately.
Subscribe. If you don't, hit that notification bell. You're a hater. I'm done trying to be nice. If you don't rate us 5 stars, you're a hater. It's that simple. Okay. All that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for coming and sitting with us for another episode of your favorite weekly sports show, and that is ITC
Sportsball.
Sportsball. Donovan.
We're all on.
And hey, shout outs to everybody for watching. And hey, notice he can't spell though. He said mass, but we're gonna kill him for that later. Y'all have a good day.